Guys, how you going? So today on BKRsport, we're here for another one of these tier makers. I know they haven't come out for quite a while, but, this one's actually a pretty good one, to be honest with you. The NRL Halfbacks. Now, if you haven't seen these before, basically 5 different tiers of kind of where we would rank these players. So we do have elite, we have quality, we have not that great, we have do the job, and also unproven. So basically it gives you a good read of kind of where we're thinking going into the regular season, which only starts in literally a week. I'm so damn well excited. But obviously, guys, we do have someone else here today.
Hello. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no worries, man. So Sunshine Coast, you're a Sunshine Coast fan, mate?
Yeah, diehard fan. Love going down to the Falcons games.
Yeah, awesome, man. That's good. Obviously, representing some of the Queensland Cup action, so that's pretty cool, man. So, look, obviously, NRL halfbacks. What are you thinking?
Yeah, no, they're definitely up there with the most important positions in the game, and I think them and the hooker sort of direct the players around the field at times and can sort of be that cement in the team.
Yeah, 100%. Like, obviously, with the hooker role, they do specifically get the ball, but, they get the ball out to the halfback and then he's meant to do something with it. So,
exactly.
It's all great to be the direction from the hooker role, but, these guys are meant to be kicking the ball. They're meant to be placing the ball here. They're meant to be, giving it to everyone and putting it on a platter. So, look, let's get into it. As you guys can see here, like I said, elite quality to the job, not that great and unproven. And first up, man, we got Benny Hunt from the Dragons. What's your thoughts on Ben Hunt?
Well, I think at times he has so much potential. He can be, at his best, he can be a nightmare for defenders. But the only problem is he hasn't been at his best since 2015, to be honest. He's had that great year with Brisbane, sort of led them to the grand final, and we won't talk about the rest of that. But he has been so solid, but in recent years, he's been poor, to be honest. I think to say he's been poor is a bit of an understatement.
No, look, I think 100%, man. Like, I think that I'd put him in not that great. I don't think that
I completely agree.
Compared to all these other players here, I just can't see do the job. Like, obviously, 2015, it was great. Yeah, we all know what happened in 2015. Don't really need to go on too much about it. We've all memed it about a million times, but look, unfortunately, he's also at a team right now with the Dragons that just doesn't have too much going forward, and he's meant to be that guy that gets that going forward. He's meant to be that guy that, we're meant to be looking at to, push it forward. So he's not even actually locked in for a spot either.
Yeah, I know, and the question marks on whether he's better at 9, he's better at 6 or 7. Like it's a bit of a rough patch for him at the moment.
Yeah, 100%. So we'll throw him in not that great. And next up, we move to Adam Reynolds. Now, with Adam Reynolds, I really do like him. I think, obviously, he's a great kicker. I think that he's in a team that is one of the genuine favourites this year. And, I think that would you put him in? I don't know if I'd put him in elite. I'd probably put him in quality, top end of quality. Yeah,
so my thinking was sort of low end elite or top end quality. So I completely agree with you there. But he's just such a classy player. He's such an important role and has been so many years in that Rabbitohs squad. And I just think, he's got experience with the Blues, but he's just such an important part. Even at his starting to get sort of the back end towards his career, he's still a class player.
Do you know how old he is? Like, is he like 29, 30 or something?
I think he's 30, 31. Might be 30, I think. But I think he currently sits second, I believe, on the Rabbitohs all-time point scoring list. And he is a class player, and I think, to have him anywhere sort of below the top end of quality would sort of not be right.
Look, I just think that he's such a damn well quality player, and I think that there's not many better than him. I could honestly see people arguing elite. I could, but I just don't. I don't think I'd put him alongside the guys that we're probably going to put him there. Next up, guys, we'll give you the floor, man. Mr. Brodie Croft from the Broncos. What's your thoughts on him?
I think people saw him as a huge signing, sort of a key puzzle for the Broncos, but he just hasn't lived up to the expectation. He hasn't performed, to be honest. He's been crap. He started off well with the first 2 games. He was decent, or at least do the job quality in the first few games, but he just went downhill from there, and he struggled in attack, but I think it was simply terrible in defence. He's struggling at the moment. I think at the Storm, he was good because he had those players around him. But I just see him at the moment I have him in not that great.
I still don't even think I would have put him in quality of Storm. I think he was always. I think his ceiling is do the job. To be honest with you, like his ceiling is high. It like could have been high and do the job. I don't like. For example, I wouldn't have put him alongside Adam Reynolds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like in
no,
that
definitely.
area. So I think that look, I had a lot more expectations for Brodie Croft going into the Broncos team. I thought he would have brought that extra experience from the Storm, but it hasn't happened unfortunately. And I would probably personally put him below Ben Hunt.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Well, and especially considering, when he was in the team, they did come last as well, which is the first time the Broncos ever have. So anyone in that team, unfortunately, unless you're one of the big bopper forwards like your Payne Haas that we've obviously done already, you're probably going to be looking at the not that great to the job area for the time being anyway, until you can prove it elsewhere. Next up, we've got an interesting one here, Mr. Chatty Townsend. So, look, for me, man, I think that Chatty's look, I don't think... I think he can be quality at times. I also think he can be not that great at times. But for me, I definitely put him... I think he's the epitome of do the job, to be honest with you.
Well, that's actually really funny you say that, because I've written down some notes here, and the first sentence of him is, I think he's the epitome of do the job.
Exactly.
Word for word. I think I completely agree with you there. He has seasons where he's shown class and shown quality, but he hasn't been that consistent. And lately he has sort of had a few games where he hasn't been such a big part of it, or lacked a bit in defence. I think I'd have to agree with you there. Definitely, I think do the job would be the best place for him.
Yeah, look, I don't think he's a bad player at all. I don't think he's a bad player, but I'm not saying that he's not a good player, but just compared to these other guys that we're putting above,
definitely.
I love that we both said literally epitome of do the job. That's brilliant.
And he's got the premiership there too, so
exactly
I think he's definitely done his job.
He's definitely done his job, and probably in 2016 you probably could have put him on lower end of quality, but for now I think we'll leave him here. But next up we got a polarizing figure here for me as a Titans fan, Daly Cherry-Evans. Man, what's your thoughts?
Oh, look, it's a bit of a difficult one. I think there could be people making an argument for quite a few tiers. I think he has at times he is up there with the best and shows quality, but at other times he's quite poor, and you could argue do the job. So I think, it's a bit of a grey area, because I think I'll hear your thoughts on this, because I'm actually not too sure.
Look, I think a lot of Manly fans won't like you for that comment. I would definitely be thinking between... I'd be thinking between elite and quality, just because of his experience. I think that last year, obviously, you can't really get too much of a read into last year, because Manly had so many issues. I predicted them to win the comp, as I always say on here, and buddy, want to slap myself in the face. Have many times from that prediction. But in the same sense, if I'm predicting a team to win the comp, that means that their halfback is going to be pretty damn well good. It's not just the halfback. In the same sense, he's a good leader for them. Look, as much as he's done shit things in the past, I think that he does very good for Manly. And I think that he was still probably the best player, I guess, in that team. That was just absolute schmozzle last year. So it is difficult, because I don't know whether to put him in elite or in qual.
I had him. I had him originally. I think it was low end elite, but I think
because you've said that he could be. I wouldn't be putting him to do the job. But I think for now, and if we can come back and change it at the end of this, but I think for now we put him above Adam Reynolds. I think that I would definitely be preferring Cherry-Evans, especially leadership-wise as well, over Reynolds, as much as I love Reynolds. But I think that there's no way I'd be putting him below Reynolds for me. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
There we go. All right, we'll chuck him in there, and we could put him in late later.
Yep.
Alrighty, so Georgie Williams from the Raiders. This is a bit of an interesting one, because he started off so damn well good last year, but unfortunately he did enough to get far-ish until they met the bloody juggernaut that is the Storm. But in the same sense, I don't really know how to put him. I wouldn't be putting him anywhere lower. I wouldn't put him into the. I'd put him low. I'd put him low in quality, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's where I've got him as well. I think, he was good for the Raiders, but I think towards the back end of the season, he sort of dropped in a bit of form, but it was still better than just do the job. But it's a bit of a hard one too, because he only has that one season in NRL.
Exactly right.
It's the only,
I
can
still
only base
wouldn't
it off
put him
that.
unproven, though. I still wouldn't put him
Yeah,
unproven. I think
no.
he's a quality enough player to know what we're going to get this year. I think that, look, towards the end of the season, he kind of fell apart a little bit, but in the same sense, they still made the prelim, and you can't really hate on him for that. And
Yeah.
look, I think below Adam Reynolds for me in quality.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah, there we go. Alrighty, Jahrome Hughes, Melbourne Storm. What's your thoughts?
Oh well, he made the switch from fullback to halfback, and he's been quite unreal, really. He's along with Pappenhausen and all them in the spine, he's sort of been a star in the NRL. And I've got him in quality. I think sort of.
Would you put him above Georgie Williams, or would you put him below?
I think because he hasn't had that much experience in that position. I think I'd put him below him at this stage. But after this season, I think he would definitely push above him.
I'll give you this one. I'd personally, I'd take Jahrome Hughes over Georgie Williams. I'll put him below for now. I just think that he brings a lot. I think he brings so much more to the team that people actually realise.
No, I agree with you that I'm happy to put him above because you have to look to it. His kicking game, it was more of a running half, but his kicking game has really developed recently, and he's. Yeah, now that I think about it, that makes a lot of sense, and it's probably.
I just think as well. Like obviously, he won the premiership, and to be honest with you, he was a massive part of winning that premiership. You know, you can't have one good half and one bad half really, because otherwise you're not on the same wavelength. And I personally, I do like him. I wouldn't put him above Reynolds. No, I think that Reynolds brings a bit more, but in the same sense, I would personally take Hughes over Williams.
Yeah,
there you go. Next one, my boys, Jamal Fogarty from the Titans. I am confused with this one. I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't be putting him in not that great because he did so much for us last season. I think that he really helped our team. But I also wouldn't be putting him. And the more I look at Cherry-Evans, I'm wanting to put him above. But I wouldn't be putting him with Georgie Williams and Adam Reynolds and Jahrome Hughes. I'd put him above Chad Townsend, but I'd put him high and do the job.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think, like you said, he brought so much to that Titan side, and I'm a big fan of him. I've watched him play for years in the Intrust Super Cup, and he was just...
you would have,
He was just miles ahead with everything, his time, his vision. He was just... he was way too good to be playing Intrust Super Cup. And I think he's shown the quality and skill he has in the NRL. I don't think he hasn't played enough yet to be put in quality, but I think... Another few seasons, he'll definitely...
Look, I think this is the perfect year to obviously see with Jamal Fogarty. I think obviously everyone's believing the Titans could be a top 8 team. And I guess, he brings he's a late bloomer to the NRL too. So he knows that he has to work hard for it. He's not one of these young guns who are coming in and just think they're earned, they just deserve the spot, basically. He knows he had to work hard to get that spot. And I think that, his leadership and experience will really help this Titans team. And I think that, quality probably at the end of this year. But in the same sense, I think for now I think he's more top end to the job because obviously there's also the argument for unproven. But I think that, he's got enough to show that he's definitely there for now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a big fan of him. I think he's in for another big season.
Yeah, I love it. I hope so, mate. I hope so. So next up, we go to the Warriors. And Kodi Nikorima, what's your thoughts?
Got him to do the job. I think... I'm leaning towards sort of high end do the job or anywhere and do the job really. I think, my thoughts are that he can be a great player, but it's his defense for me. It really lacks at times.
It's difficult. It's definitely do the job. I wouldn't put him not that great. I definitely wouldn't be putting him quality. I personally prefer Jamal Fogarty, but I'm just getting confused about putting him above or below Chatty Townsend.
I think, my opinion would be below, just because what Chad Townsend has showed over the years.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah. Just quickly as well, obviously, we're not really taking into account too much of previous seasons, like career-wise, but in the same sense, when it comes down to things like this, we do need to see what kind of quality they've shown in the past to give us a kind of an idea to tie break it, I guess, in the same sense. I think that Chad Townsend has shown I would say more consistency over time than Nikorima. So I would probably lean with Chatty as well. But I could definitely see people arguing for Nikorima above him as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I just think because he had that period where he was going through, he was started to go fullback for a bit for Brisbane. I think he's been good at halfback. But needs to sort of keep improving to go above Chad Townsend at this point.
Yeah, exactly right. Look, I'm not going to lie to you, man. We're halfway through, and I really do want to put Cherry-Evans in elite.
No, I'm happy with that, to be honest. I think, yeah, like you said, he is
Honestly,
class.
I'm not going to lie. I think there's only one elite here outside of Cherry-Evans. And I think we both know who that is. But,
Yeah.
I think there's only really one elite. And I think it deserves to have at least two every time. So I think that Cherry-Evans
Yeah.
definitely probably deserves to be above those guys. And it's been bugging me this whole time.
Yeah, no, we'll put him there.
There we go. So move on next. And I know he's wearing Roosters colours here, but he's at the Doggies now. Kyle Flanagan. This is interesting because he has been through a couple of clubs now. He was at the Sharkies and then he went to the Roosters and now he's at the Doggies. I guess like some people could argue Unproven, but I wouldn't. I would say that you've definitely seen enough to put him in a category. He's still young, but you've seen enough. I think Dogs fans would love to put him in quality, but he's not just yet anyway. They're a bit realistic expectations. But for me, I would put him, like long-term wise, I put him above Jamal Fogarty, but right now I'd put him above Chatty Townsend, below Jamal Fogarty.
Yep, that's where I'd put him as well. Because I think I didn't think he was too bad at the Roosters. He definitely did the job, but he didn't do anything overly great, but wasn't shocking. He was, I think he just came in and did his job. And he was goal kicker too. He got plenty of points. And I think, his kicking game was average at times, but he still did the job.
I'd nearly put him below Chatty Townsend, to be honest with you. But I think we should leave him there just because he does have so much hype around him. But in the same sense, I think that the dog setup is going to be good for him long term. Not this year. I think that they've got to build, obviously. But obviously with, Trent Barrett's game plan of being an attacking minded coach, it's definitely going to, suit a person like Kyle Flanagan. So I think long term wise, Flanagan's probably top end, do the job. Even no, I probably wouldn't put him quality just yet. But right now, I'd put him just below Fogarty. So I think that's fair enough. But we move on to the Tigers, and this is a difficult team all the time with everyone because they're just such a strange team and always, bang on average. But we got Luke Brooks, mate. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, Luke, he really impressed in the trial game the other day. He was pretty damn good for them.
Trial, though.
Yeah, exactly. I would have to put him in not that great at the moment.
Yep.
He shows every now and then he does show glimpses of what he can bring, like his 2017 form. But at the moment I just have to put him in not that great. He just doesn't.
Where would you put him in not that great? Because I agree. Where would you put him in not that great?
It's a hard one. I see him above Brodie Croft.
Yeah.
I've
already put it on the screen, so I'm just waiting to see what your thoughts are.
Yeah, I would put him. I'll put him below Ben Hunt.
Yep, I've got it exactly right. I've got it above Brodie Croft, below Ben Hunt. I just say that, look, the Tigers, they were always struggling. He's been there for a few years now, and, what's he really done? I think that overall, I don't see much greater from him coming, and I think that really that's their only serious option, and probably they should move on. But in the same sense, Luke, if you watch this, mate, like, buddy, prove me wrong. Go out there and have a good crack because, I know you did have a lot of potential. It just didn't, unfortunately, live up to it. So for now, chucking me not that great, and we'll see how the Tigers go this year. Next up, man, I just want to put this one out here for everyone. Sam Walker's here. Now, we did Cleary. When I did 5/8 with Adam, we had Cleary in the 6 role. So, and then after we filmed that, it got known that he was going to the. No, wait, what? Am I right there? He's gone to the 7 role. Yeah, he's gone to the 7 role, and it's now Lachlan Lamb in the 6. So the Roosters have really messed their kind of halves around. So we've got Sam Walker here, but he's actually not going to be getting a start early days. There is a lot of hype on him, though, I guess. But I think pretty much, man, it's just straight up unproven anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's just too young. We haven't seen him, and I guess
I saw him actually. Yeah, absolutely. He goes in unproven. The Intrust Super Cup Grand Final in 2019. I saw him. He played a few games before that, and it was the what was it? Must have been under 18s Australia, New Zealand, I think it was. And he was quite unreal. There's definitely a lot of hype around him, but just definitely unproven.
Michael Morgan. Yeah, he's a Queensland player, also playing in a Cowboys team that I would probably classify as quite bland, and I haven't seen him do much with the Cowboys team since Thurston left. Where would you put him?
Look, I think this is another hard one. He's been so injury prone, and he's had those quite a few injuries lately, but I think you can't blame his form all on that. He has been poor, and I think for me it would either be not that great or low end do the job.
Well, that's a bit cool. I can understand why you'd say it. I can understand why you say it, but in the same sense, like he does still play for Queensland. You know what I mean? I think with Michael Morgan, you know, I think it's actually really strange here, but he needs a good partner to be successful for me. I think that when he's been playing for Queensland, you know, he's doing well because he's got a good partner there. I think when obviously Thurston was there, he's playing well because he had a good partner there. I'm not too sure Morgan has the creativity, you know. That's probably my main... I think he gets the job done every time, no matter what. And I think that he's quality when he's playing alongside somebody else who is absolutely bang on. But I don't think that he's got that partner right now at the Cowboys to be bang on this year. And I don't think he was bang on last year. Obviously, they were quite low, and he's quite injury prone as well, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So I would put him... I'd put him in do the job, and I would personally put him above Kyle Flanagan just because of his origin represent, just because he has the ability to be such a good player, because with his partners. But yeah, I just can't see him having the creative flair that is needed without a Thurston or just a quality player alongside him.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, like what you said there, with the partnership with Thurston should have brought out the best of him. And I think, having someone like beside him, like maybe a Cody Walker or Adam Reynolds or someone like that, Jack Whiten, would be great for him. And I think if that were to happen, it would sort of help his career sort of rise up again. But I think at this time, I would have to agree there.
Yeah. Well, just a couple of, like I said, when he was with Thurston, I'd put him in bloody top end of quality. Honestly, I'd put him in top end of quality. But yeah, I think that's fair enough for now. And I think people would probably argue about Fogarty, but not right now for me anyway. Not right. But next up, we got Mitchy Moses from the Parramatta Eels. What's your thoughts?
I think he's been pretty decent this time there at the Eels. Obviously, there's been a bit of question marks on whether he can be the player to bring a premiership there. But I think he's been pretty decent at the club.
I'll tell you, it's funny. I did a video today with Tripod. We were talking actually about the Parramatta, can they win the premiership right now with the playing group? And Mitch Moses obviously came up. And look, I don't necessarily believe Parramatta can win the premiership with this playing group necessarily. I think they're a good team and I think they'll compete. But in the same sense, I'm not too sure if they can beat some of these bigger teams with their playing group. And Mitch Moses is a big part of that. But I do think he's a quality player. I think that I'd be putting him below Georgie Williams. But I do think he's a quality player.
That's exactly where I've got him as well.
Yeah. So, because I definitely would put him above Fogarty. I think, I think Mitch Moses brings a bit more pace to the game. We saw Fogarty get chased down by Big Papa. So, I think Mitch Moses is fair enough in quality. And when you've got a team that's, they didn't make the prelim, did they? They made the semi-final, right?
Now they got knocked out to Rabbits, I believe.
Rabbits, yeah. So that would be the semi-final. So they got knocked out in a straight set. I didn't even think about that. But all right, we'll put him there. So next up, we've got Mitchell Pearce. Pearce from the Knights. This is a bit of a polarising figure because he's been good in the past. But he's also been very average in the past. And this team is very strange. And we don't even know if anyone in the team likes him right now. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I think, for me, Pearce is another one of those tough players to rank. He definitely does the job. I think it's also important to consider a few of the other things as well. I think he's not the player he once was, but he's still class. He still brings that leadership and that quality to sort of lead the team around.
Yeah.
And they had the players poll last year, and he actually topped the poll for best halfback in the NRL.
Wow, that's
I think that shows a bit about sort of how the other players see him as well. And I think he does control the game so brilliantly, and he has great defense too. So honestly, it's a tough one. I think I'd put him below Mitch Moses in quality or at the very top of do the job.
Well, while I was listening to you, I originally had him top end of do the job. You kind of convinced me to actually put him into quality because of his leadership skills and because of kind of his experience and the fact that I guess if the Knights are going to do well, it will come down to him. And he is a quality damn well player. He can be very inconsistent, but in the same sense, I think that's just the team itself as well that kind of he just encapsulates too. I kind of moved him above Moses, but in the same sense, I think I think put him in quality, but below Moses, just because you did say, yeah, I did have him originally top end to the job. I think moving one up there, put him behind Moses, but I could argue above Moses, but I think it's fair to leave him here for now anyway.
Yeah, there's certainly an argument for that.
Yeah, exactly right. So next up, and finally, I think we both know where this one's probably going to go, but people probably could argue top end equality, but I would personally put Nathan Cleary in elite, and I'd personally put him at the top right now anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to agree. He was simply brilliant for the Panthers and, well, arguably should have got the Daly M, but yeah, he had a simply brilliant season. And I think with all that pressure on the team to continue to go well throughout that season, he really stepped up and he continued to rise even when he was at that brilliant form.
Yeah.
And I think, the Blues halfback, I think he just has to be elite. And I'd personally have him at the top as well.
Yeah, I have him at the top. I think that overall, if we're talking like career-wise, then yes, Cherry-Evans probably goes above him. But that's not what these are about, guys. This is about right now what we're thinking going into this new season, how they're playing. And I just think that he is the best half right now. I think that he brings so much pace. He brings so much energy. He brings so much leadership too. I think he's relatively, how old is he? Like 26, 25? No?
I'm not sure if he's even that old. He might be.
He could be younger.
24 or so, I think maybe. But he's
for a young guy to be able to take a leadership role basically over older guys in the team. These big bopper forwards too, because forwards obviously they are usually quite big guys. They're quite mentally strong guys. So usually you see them take a very significant leadership role. But, it's just good to see that Nathan Cleary, despite being, I don't know if he's middle 20s or early 20s, but still it's a big role to take on at such an early age. He got them to the grand final, 17 wins in a row or whatnot. It's just, he can't, he got, how many, did he get the most points last year? No. He would have got high though. He would have got a high amount of points.
I think Adam Reynolds.
Probably, yeah. Rabbitohs score a lot of points, yeah. Rabbitohs score a lot of points. So, look, I think this is a fair list, to be honest with you, man. I think the only thing people might, I don't know, I think the only thing people might disagree with maybe is Morgan, but in the same sense, I don't think they'd be thinking based on kind of what this really is. I think everything's pretty fair enough, to be honest, man.
Yeah, I'm having a look at it, and I have to agree. I think all the places we've been putting them is pretty fair. And I think there's always going to be arguments because these are just our opinions.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But yeah, I have to agree on the place we've put them.
Exactly right. Well, guys, let us know in the comment section. Let us know in the comment section below if you, if you would change them around. Obviously, you can go on Tier Maker. I did this list, and you can do it yourself if you want to. So you can obviously go and check that out. And thanks for coming on. Where can everyone find you?
Thanks for having me. Sunshine Coast Falcons Weekly on Instagram. For all stuff, Sunshine Coast Falcons and a lot of Q Cup stuff on there. Help support the club and,
it's good to get around, the local footy because, even if you're a New South Wales Cup fan, Sunshine Coast is it's a feeder club for the Melbourne Storm. So, it's great to see the up-and-coming young guns. That's what, as we've been speaking here, he's been speaking about, like, seeing Jamal Fogarty play for the Bears and seeing Sam Walker play. So, you're always seeing those up-and-comers and it's good to obviously support, Queensland Cup football. So, no, it's been good, man. So, look, guys, if you have enjoyed this, obviously hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. I think we've still got locks to go. We've got coaches and second rows. If you haven't seen all the other ones, go and check those out. Obviously, subscribe if you are new around here. We're posting all the time, and I can't wait for the rugby league season to start. We're going to be smashing out vlogs as per usual. I literally got like 3 or 4 vlogs planned the first or second weekend or whatnot. So, should be damn well good. I appreciate you guys as always, and we'll see you guys next time. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Catch you later.